Part 1. This is going to be a long one, and honestly, I'm still shaking. I, 35 years old, have been married to my wife Mel, 33 years old, for 5 years. No kids, both career focused. I work in IT, mostly remote. She works in marketing, lots of meetings, lots of clients, lots of late nights. It started subtly. Mel began taking Ubers more often, even when I offered to drive her. She said it saved time, or that she didn't want to bother me. It seemed reasonable at first. But then the frequency increased. Almost daily, sometimes twice a day, and always with the same driver. I noticed it because she started casually mentioning him. "Oh, Leo again," she'd say, laughing like they were buddies. "He's so funny, plays good music." I didn't think much of it at first. I trusted her. We've had a mostly stable marriage. Or so I thought. Then the weird stuff started. Red flags. She'd come home giggling, like she was buzzed. She wore more makeup, even for short trips. She became very protective of her phone. When I joked, "You see Leo more than me," she just smiled and said, "Maybe he treats me better." I laughed it off, but that stuck with me. Then she started getting Uber rides to and from work events, late night drop-offs where she'd stumble in, tipsy, smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. She claimed it was just lingering scent from being in the car. Yeah, okay. I tried asking questions, and she immediately went cold. Defensive. "Why are you interrogating me?" she snapped. "It's just ****ing Uber, not an affair." Funny she'd phrase it that way. The slip up. Last week, she left her Apple Watch charging in the kitchen. I wasn't snooping, I swear. It lit up with a text. "Leo," with a heart emoji, "same time tomorrow, babe." My stomach dropped. When I confronted her, she exploded, screaming that I was violating her privacy, that Leo was just a friend, that I was jealous of ****ing Uber driver. She claimed he was going through a divorce and they were supporting each other. Right, emotional support via secret texting and hiding his name as Lydia in her contacts? Cool. I started digging. Uber receipts, calendar mismatches, weird charges, everything screamed affair, but I still didn't have hard proof. That's when I decided I had to catch her myself. Part 2. So yeah, after seeing that "same time tomorrow, babe" text from Leo on her Apple Watch, I knew I wasn't imagining things. But still, no photos, no recordings, no undeniable proof. And Mel? She kept acting like I was the problem. She called me controlling and insecure. Told me I should trust her or get out. I chose option 3. Get the truth. The plan. I started quietly logging her Uber receipts. I created a burner Uber account and requested rides at similar times from dummy addresses just to see if Leo popped up. Took screenshots, checked times, compared them to her calendar. She told me she was going to a networking brunch on a Saturday morning. Leo picked her up at 10:27 a.m. Destination? Not her company, not a restaurant, a residential address in a quiet suburb. I reverse searched the house. Owned by Leo's brother. Interesting. The next Saturday, she said she was going to a team building hike. I said cool, have fun. I followed the Uber in my car instead. The moment, I parked 2 houses down and waited. 40 minutes in, I saw it. The Uber pulled into a side street. It stopped, and they didn't get out. They didn't need to. I crept up on foot, staying out of sight, and I saw it through the windshield. Mel and Leo, in the backseat, half naked, windows fogged, her blouse open, his hands all over her, her moaning like she never has with me, not in years. I froze. My whole body went cold. I wasn't angry. I was numb, like watching a horror film in slow motion, except you're the punchline. Then Mel saw me. Chaos. She screamed, scrambled to fix her clothes, shoving Leo away like he had assaulted her. "It's not what it looks like," she shrieked. "Really? Because it looks like you're screwing your Uber driver in his backseat." Leo just stared at me, didn't even flinch, just gave this smug little smirk like he enjoyed it, like he won. Mel jumped out of the car and ran toward me, still buttoning her shirt, shouting things like, "It's your fault. You haven't touched me in months. You're boring. You were never home emotionally." I didn't say a word, just pulled out my phone and started recording. "Don't you ****ing dare," she screamed, trying to slap it out of my hand. She became hysterical, cried, yelled, begged, then blamed me again, claimed she was lost and confused and emotionally vulnerable. She said she only did it twice and just needed affection. She said that while pulling her underwear out of the car. I turned around, got back in my car, drove away, didn't answer her calls, didn't respond to her messages, didn't even cry, just drove straight to my lawyer's office. Part 3. So after I saw my wife literally half naked in the backseat of her Uber driver's car, I walked away without saying a word and went straight to a divorce lawyer. I thought that would be the end of it, clear cut. I had enough evidence, I thought. But nope. Mel went nuclear. Gaslighting mode. Activated. Not even 2 hours after I left the scene, I started getting text after text. We need to talk. You're overreacting. It wasn't even sex. We were just kissing. You emotionally abandoned me. You think I wanted this? She showed up at my doorstep later that night, pounding on the door like a lunatic. I didn't open it. She stood outside for 15 minutes crying, then screaming, then throwing blame again. You pushed me into his arms. I was lonely. You worked too much. You're spying on me like some psychopath. She tried to make me the villain. Said if I told anyone, she'd say I was abusive, that I was unstable, that I was the reason she was forced to seek attention elsewhere. And then, the absolute kicker, if you divorce me, I'll ruin your reputation. You'll regret this. Oh, sweetheart, you already ruined it. Evidence game. My lawyer was impressed, in a sad way, by how thorough I'd been. Uber logs, texts, screenshots of her watch notifications, video footage from my phone, even some Ring camera audio from when she yelled at me. My lawyer advised, stay calm, stay quiet, don't retaliate. Just prepare. But Mel wasn't finished. She went to our mutual friends and started spreading lies. Told them I was cheating, that I was emotionally manipulative, that I was having a mental breakdown. Even said Leo was just a friend from work, helping her get to appointments. The slip up. Here's where it gets juicy. I found out Mel had been seeing Leo for 6 months. And he wasn't just a driver. He was fired from Uber for inappropriate behavior and now drove privately for cash. No background checks, no oversight. Why was he fired? Sexual misconduct. Boom. I sent that info to my lawyer and forwarded it to one of our closest friends who was still on the fence. Guess what? The whole house of cards started collapsing. Part 4. So after finding out Leo was fired from Uber for sexual misconduct, the narrative my wife tried so hard to spin started to unravel. The collapse. I sent Leo's record and screenshots of their chats to a few of our mutual friends, the ones who had just been telling me to hear her out and try couples therapy. Nope. Once they saw Mel half-dressed, in a car with a creep, all while blaming me, their tone changed instantly. The messages I started getting? Dude, I'm so sorry. She lied to us. WTF is wrong with her? You don't deserve this. Even her own sister texted me. I warned her about this Leo guy. She didn't listen. Mel's meltdown, part 2. Mel tried to damage control hard. She came by again, this time in tears, mascara down her cheeks, carrying a little scrapbook of our memories. She started with, I made a mistake. Then quickly shifted to, you weren't present in our marriage. I thought you didn't love me anymore. Leo actually listened to me. Then she tried sex, tried to undress, started crying and saying things like, let me prove to you it meant nothing. It took everything in me not to scream. I told her this wasn't a movie, and I wasn't buying the sad cheating wife finds herself plot. The final blow. I filed the divorce papers the next morning. Sent her the copy with my lawyer's note. Her response? You'll be back. No one else will ever put up with you. Sweet. Then she tried threatening alimony for a childless marriage where she cheated and I make less than her. Nice try. The funny part? Leo dumped her, told her she was too dramatic and bad for his peace. I found out through a friend that he blocked her the same week. Now she's alone, unemployed, she quit before getting fired, publicly humiliated, and living at her mom's house. Final part. It's been almost 4 months since I filed for divorce. Final paperwork came in 2 weeks ago. It's over. Official. Done. And I've never felt lighter. Moving on. The first few weeks were rough, not gonna lie. When you spend years building a life with someone, even when they betray you, there's still this hollow ache where they used to be. But that hole filled fast, with clarity, peace, and a bizarre sense of freedom I didn't know I was missing. I moved into a small apartment downtown. Clean, quiet, just mine. Started seeing a therapist, joined a boxing gym, took up cooking, reconnected with old friends, real ones, not the fake sympathy squad that sided with Mel. The final desperate move, and then, last week, Mel showed up, uninvited, holding a box of my stuff, random trinkets, a book she just found, a hoodie that probably wasn't even mine. She stood outside my apartment door like some rom-com reject. I miss you. I messed up. Can we please talk? I didn't say anything. I just looked at her, really looked. This wasn't the woman I married. This was a shell, drained, manic, trying to glue together pieces of a fantasy she destroyed with her own hands. She started crying, said she'd been dumped, fired, ghosted, and learned her lesson. Said she wanted to try again. Start over. I closed the door, literally. I told her, you weren't sorry when you were moaning in the backseat of Leo's car. Then I shut the door. No yelling, no drama, just peace. She left after standing there for a while. I haven't heard from her since. Final thoughts. Cheating isn't just sex. It's lies, gaslighting, cowardice, and disrespect bundled up into a trauma you didn't ask for. Mel wasn't sorry she cheated, she was sorry she got caught. If you're reading this and you're suspicious of your partner, trust your gut. You're not crazy, you're not paranoid, you're just seeing the truth before your heart's ready to accept it. Thanks to everyone who followed this. I'm good now, better, even, and the next woman I love? She'll get the best version of me, because Mel already got the worst.